Have you all been busy working on your UFOs? I have to say, I haven't been super busy working on my UFOs, but I have been super busy, as I'm sure you all have been too. I do want to show you the couple of things I've gotten finished, and I'm going to change up my plan just a little bit, and we'll talk about that in just a few minutes. But let's take a look at what I've been working on. Okay, so before I show you what I got done, let's take a look at what was on the list. I wanted to quilt and bind my 2 Liberty table runners. I wanted to finish the heart mug rugs, the spool mug rug, the bunny mug rugs, which I had 5 of, and the package mug rugs. So let's take a look at what I got finished. Now, I finished one of the pinwheel mug rugs that wasn't even on my list. I thought it was on my list because it was piled up, but I did get that one done, so I don't have to add that to my list. So that's a good thing. All right. Now I finished these 2 Americana table runners, and I got those quilted. I want to show you here. I had I've been trying to use what I have, so I put another little cute little label on there that I had. I'm not sure I really like that on this small project because it seems like it keeps getting flipped out the other way. So I finished that one, and I finished this one. Now I really do prefer this one. I like the patchy, I like the scrap look here. Now, I do have to ask if you all have noticed that the quilt batting seems to be getting thinner and thinner. Now, I didn't think about it when I was quilting this or when I was quilting this, but I had been adding 2 layers to the mug rugs, and I didn't, and it feels so thin to me. And these are so thin. Now, they lay beautifully. They look great. They're laying nice and flat, but they're so thin, and I really like, especially for the quilts that I make to cover up with, I really like that thicker. So tell me what you're thinking about batting nowadays. Are you using 2 layers, or are you just using 1? But anyway, that is what I have gotten finished. So on my list, I get to mark off my number 1, which was to quilt and bind the Liberty table runners. Now I'm glad to have those done. Those have been in my quilt room for a long time. But I have to say, I'm getting a little tired of working on these, and I want to change up my UFO plan entirely. I do want to finish this one, and maybe these 2. I'm going to leave those on my list, but I'm going to add a quilt on my list. And I'm going to add my daughter's quilt, Amy's quilt, onto my list. That's going to be my number 1. And this is what I want to focus on. I want to get that top done. I've been working on it for years, and I want to get it done. Okay, so let me tell you something about my daughter. She likes bright colors. This quilt, I started making this quilt for her quite some time ago. This is a quilt pattern called Mysterious, and it's put out by Doug Lico, and I really like this. I started this at a quilt retreat years and years ago, and I do want to get this done. Now, Amy has lots of beautiful quilts. She has a lot of quilts, but I'm finding that I just want to change what I'm doing. And because she likes such bright colors, summer makes me think of bright colors, and I don't know, it seems so cheery. I'm going to put those other things to the side, and I'm going to work on this quilt. So this is going at the top of my UFO list. Okay, so I was a little bit worried about just taking things off my UFO list, but it's okay. That other stuff just isn't inspiring me. Am I going to get rid of those UFOs? No, because I still like them and I want to eventually do them. But I really need to just switch it up for a little bit and I'm going to work on this beautiful, colorful quilt for my daughter. I also want to encourage you to be sure to tell me about your UFOs that you're working on. Go to my Facebook group and be sure to post your UFOs. Even if you don't get them done, be sure you're posting what you're working on. It's just fun to share with others what you're doing. It helps encourage you, and I don't know, it just helps us keep moving on. One of the things I really do like best about being a YouTube creator is those comments. I just enjoy getting them. You all have so many great comments and great tips, and I really like to hear what all of you are doing. So be sure to put that in the comments below. And until next time, have fun quilting.